Good morning, students. Welcome back to the lesson, The Best Christmas Present in the World. A very nice lesson, and you will really enjoy it when I will explain you. Yesterday, in my first video, I had already given you the background of the lesson. I had told you, in fact, what this lesson is about. Now today I will be doing the explanation part of the lesson, so please take a book. The book should be in front of you. Those who are not having book, I'm already you can see the e-books in your video which is in front of you, and you can take your pencils and pen to note down the meaning of the new words. So are you all ready? Okay, so as I told you early, The Best Christmas Present in the World was written by Michael Morpurgo. Now here the author went to a junk shop. Now the story started that author is going to a junk shop to buy a roll top decks. What is a roll top decks? Roll top decks means a decks with a sliding cover. Okay, a decks with a sliding cover, and it is made of oak. Oak is a very expensive wood. It is the furniture which is made of oak are very expensive. They're very costly. So the writer, the Michael Morpurgo, he went to a junk shop in Bridgeport, and then there he noticed a roll top decks. It was very old and made of oak. Now, but the condition of the decks was not good. It was all over burned. It was burnt all over, and there was a watermark on it. Now, the thing which attracted him is that the roll top decks was made with the wood of oak. Oak furniture, as I told you, they are very expensive. So writer thought, why don't I buy this decks in a very cheap price, and I will take and I will try to mend that decks. Okay, so he is going to a, now I will start reading. So writer here goes to a junk shop where in Bridgeport. Now I will be reading from here. I spotted it in a junk shop in Bridgeport. So what he spotted it was a roll top decks. The man said it was early 19th century. Now he went to a junk shop. Junk shop was very famous. Sometimes we get a nice antique piece, which is nowadays in fashion also. People love to buy the antiques. Antique means furniture or things from the old time. So the man who was selling that decks, he told that this roll top decks was made in the 19th century. So what that shopkeeper told to the author, when he spotted that roll top decks in a junk shop in Bridgeport, he told that this decks was made in the 19th century and oak. He also told this decks is not made with the ordinary wood, but it is made from the wood of an oak tree. I had wanted one. Now the author, he really wanted to have one roll top decks, but they were far too expensive. But he felt that the roll top decks, they are very expensive. This one was in a bad condition, the roll top in several pieces. So this roll top decks, it was in bad condition. It was not in a good condition. The roll top in several pieces. Roll top, that is the upper portion of the decks. Okay, please write the meaning of roll top. That means the upper portion of the decks. It may be a thin piece of wood or paint which is there in the upper portion of the decks, that is known as a roll top. So nowadays you can see the ply is there on the wooden decks, so that ply is known as a roll top. Okay, Now what he found that it was in bad condition, the roll top in several places. That means the ply or the upper part of the desk, it was broken to several pieces. One leg clumsily mended. Clumsily means not in a skilled way. Please write the meaning of clumsily, not in a skilled way, awkwardly. Mended means to repair. Yes, mended means to repair. So what else he saw that one of the leg of the roll top desk, it was not in a very bad manner, it was mended, it was repaired. Okay. Scratch marks all down one side. Scratch mark, as you can see here in the gloss, it is written here, scratch marks. That means the burn marks. So scratch marks all over one side. There were burn marks at one side of the desk. It was going for very little money, and due to this poor condition of the desk, the shopkeeper had decided to sell in a very less price, with a very little money he want for that burnt and spoiled broken decks. I thought I could restore it. Restore means repair it. Now the decks, the brand new desktop roll top decks in the market was very costly. So the author really wanted to have one for his house. So what he thought that he would buy it and he would mend it, because he don't want to spend enough money on the new desktop, which was very costly. So restore means, you can see, restore means what? Restore means, you can see here, repair. It would be a risk, a challenge, but I had to have it. Now he thought it would be a risk. Risk for what? That decks, the condition of the decks might be worse while repairing. It may break into many pieces while repairing. It was very old. But then he thought he would take a risk, a challenge. But I had to have it. But he really wanted to have one desktop in his house, and for that he wanted to take the risk. He wanted to take the challenge. What type of risks? Yes, the risk that desktop can be broken into smaller pieces. It could totally be spoiled. I paid the man and brought it back to my workroom at the back of the garage. Now the man took the roll top decks from the shop and he bought it. Where he kept it? He kept it in the workroom at the back of the garage. At the back side of the house there was a garage, and he kept that roll top decks on that in the workroom, which was at the back of the garage. I removed the roll top completely and pulled out the drawers. Now children, what he started doing? First of all, he had pulled the upper portion of the upper layer of the roll top decks. That means whatever ply or whatever painting, whatever the upper part was made of, he had taken out all that upper part of the decks and pulled out the drawers. Now children, drawers were also inside the decks. Okay. And he started pulling it. The veneer had lifted almost everywhere. Now you can see the meaning of veneer. It is written here. Veneer means a thin layer of plastic or decorative wood on furniture of cheap wood. That means not a very good quality, but a thin layer of plastic or decorative wood. It could be a ply also, not of a very good quality. So that the upper portion, it is covered with the veneer, and it had lifted almost everywhere because of the burn. Due to the decks was burned at one side, and maybe the water was falling on the decks. Due to that, the decks was completely damaged, and the veneer, that means upper portion of the decks, it was rising from many parts. Have you seen ply? It rises from its place when it is going to get, when it is totally spoiled. Okay, or when we put lot of water every day, when that portion of the ply is wet with water, the portion of that ply, it rises. So the same thing happened to that decks also. The upper portion, the veneer, it was rising. It had lifted almost everywhere. So you can see the line here. It had lifted almost everywhere. Now we will go to the next. And it looked like water damage to me, and the way the ply was there, it was raised. It showed that the ply, the water had damaged that ply. Both fire and water had clearly taken their toll on these decks. So both water and fire, it had totally damaged the decks. It had taken the toll. It had damaged that, mostly all the portion of the decks. The last drawer was stuck fast. Now children, there were 2 or 3 drawers were there on the decks, and what did he felt that the last drawer of the decks, he was not able to pull it out. He was not feeling easy to pull it out. Stuck means fixed at one place, and toll means damaged. Taken their toll means damaged. So see the word meaning here. Taken their toll on this deck. Taken their toll means damage. So both fire and the decks was damaged due to fire and water, clearly, and the whole portion, or the upper portion of the decks was damaged. The last drawer was stuck. Stuck means, what did I tell you? Meaning of stuck. Yes, just now I told you meaning of stuck is fixed. So the last drawer, it was not coming out in an easy manner. It was fixed because for many years the decks was lying without, nobody was using, it was lying like that. So the last portion, the last drawer, it was stuck. I tried all I could to ease it out gently. Now in a very easy manner, the writer, he wanted to pull out the decks, but he was not able to. In the end, I used brute force. Now children, finally what happened? The author, he, with a great force. Brute force means here great force. Okay, so with all his force, he started pulling the last drawer of the decks. I struck it sharply with the side of my fist, and the drawer flew open to reveal a shallow space underneath a secret drawer. Now when he was not able to pull it, he struck it. Struck means hit. You can write the meaning of struck. See here, struck means hit. H-I-T. Here. Oh, I am not able to write it. Yes. Not able to underline it. Now let's see. Yes, I struck it sharply with the side of my fist. Fist means, yes, when you close your finger, when you close your palm, it forms the shape of a fist. So he struck with he hit that portion in a very hard manner with the fist of his hand. And finally, what was the result? The drawer flew open to reveal a shallow space underneath. Now children, and the result was that the drawer was opened and it was revealing. Revealing means it was showing. Reveal means to show. Shallow means hollow, and there was a hollow space underneath. Underneath means below. And below a secret drawer was there, also there. So when he pulled out the last drawer with great difficulty, he had to struck hard with his fist. That drawer, it opened and it revealed a shallow space underneath. Shallow means, yes, shallow means I told you a hollow space was there, and then he could see, and the secret drawer was there inside the last drawer, which with a great difficulty he was able to pull it. There was something in there, and he felt that something was kept there. I reached in and took out a small black tin box. Now he reached, and what did he took it out? He took it out, a small black tin box. Now this thing you have to remember what he had taken it out. He had taken out a small black tin box. All right. So he had taken out what? A small black tin box. It is written here, this line. You can see I am marking. A small black tin box was there, and he was very curious when he saw that tin box. He was very much curious when he saw that small tin box. Sellotaped to the top of it was a piece of lined note paper, and upon that box, okay, a paper was put there, and it was stuck with the sellotape, and something written on it in a shaky handwriting. Okay, what was written on it with a shaky handwriting? Shaky means somebody wanted to write it, but his hand was shivering while the time of writing. Okay, so what did the author find when he was with great difficulty? As you can see in the picture, you can see the picture. You can see the picture, and here is the drawer. Here's you can see the drawer, the last drawer, and the black color tin box is here. Okay, so you can see it here, the black color tin box. And what was written on that box? Yes, this is important. This you have to learn it. What was written on the box? Jim's last letter received January 25, 1950. See the date. I think if you are, I will mark it again because I know you won't be able to read it clearly. So what was written on it? Jim's last letter received January 25, 1915. So this was written on the paper, and the person who had written it, his or her hand must be shivering when he was writing this thing. So what was written in that piece of paper? Jim's last letter received, and the date also was written January 25th, 1915. To be buried with me when the times come. At the same time, a message was also there. And what was the message? The message was to be buried with me you can see it here. Yes, it is showing here Jim's last letter received on January 25th 1915 was the date which was written here, and a message was, one more important message was there: to be buried with me when the times come. That means whoever had written that letter, that message, he or she had written this also, that when I will die, when I will be buried in the tomb, that box, that letter should also be buried with me. I knew as I did it that it was wrong of me to open the box. Now the author was very much curious. He wanted to read more. He knew that it is not a good manner to read somebody else's letter, but then he was curious. I knew as I did it that it was wrong of me to open the box, but curiosity got the better of my scruples. Scruples means, I think it is written, moral consideration. He knew that it is not a good thing to read somebody's letter, which is the most private, personal thing of a person. He should not go through it. His conscience was not allowing to do this, but anyhow he was so curious that he started reading it. Inside the box there was an envelope. He opened that black tin box, and finally what he found? Yes, he found that inside the box there was an envelope. The address read Mrs. Jim MacPherson. Until an address was written. And what was the address? It was written Mrs. Jim MacPherson, 12 Copper Beeches, Bridgeport. So you can see the complete address was written there. Okay, and he is reading. Okay, you can see the address is written here. Here you can see the last part of the book of this page. Inside the box there was an envelope. The address read Mrs. Jim MacPherson, 12 Copper Beeches, Bridgeport, Dorset. I took out the letter and unfolded it. It was written in pencil, and date at the top was December 26, 1914. Now this date, this is very important. You have to remember this date, and you have to remember the address also, okay, which is written in the last portion of the first part. So inside the box there was an envelope. The address read Mrs. Jim MacPherson, 12 Copper Beeches, Bridgeport, Dorset. I took the letter and unfolded it. He started reading the letter. He unfolded it. It was written in pencil and dated at the top. So what was the date written here? December 26, 1914. You can see the date which is written here. So we have ended the first part, and the next video will be the description of the second part. Go through the first part once again, and thank you, and have a nice day. Bye bye.